Hi, I'm Nathan Oakley and this is video log number 16. I wanted to address a couple of things in this video log. The first is fake spaceman in space. He was quite possibly the first subscriber to my YouTube channel when I started doing flat earth videos, and he's been a godsend in some respects because for every shill comment that you get knocking your enthusiasm down one peg at a time, he's been there saying, no, you're right, welcome to the nonsense of our reality. And he's been, supportive. I recently subscribed to his channel. At first, like with most people who comment, you don't know if they're a commenter or a full-on YouTuber. And I had a look at some of his YouTube videos. And interestingly, one was coinciding with something that myself and recently Smokescreen Design, I'll go off on a slight tangent here, Smokescreen Design did a fantastic job of breaking down the Flat Earth baby story and looking at all the projections, the maps, the Gleasons or the azimuthal equidistant versus the Gull-Peters, and not even the Gull-Peters, the standard map of the world that we're presented with. And at the end of it, his conclusion was, well, it doesn't really prove the flat Earth. And I would agree with him, if anything, it's a draw, or at least that's what I thought until this morning. Time will tell if it's proof or one or the other, that's the reality. But he did a good job of making comparisons to the actual maps and laying it down. It took a long time, and for him it took a huge amount of work, so thank you, big thumbs up, it was a great video. But this morning when I was thinking about it, I thought, well, does it actually leave the Flat Earth baby, does it actually come out to a draw? And when you think about the different maps, you've got the Gleasons, which is, I think it's over 100 years old. It's a very old map. And you've got the Mercator projection, which is what we commonly use in schools. And of the two, when you compare it to the processed image of Google Earth or the globe, which isn't a map, you can't take this with you, you can't stick it in your back pocket unless you want to count an iPad. And plus it's open to change. We don't know what's altered in Google Earth on a daily basis. You're connecting to their server to use that map, if you want to call it that. But what we do have is the AE map, or the plain sailing map, and in spite of its age, you can lay these two next to each other and say, well, one is a lot closer to reality than the other, ignoring flat Earth. So the question becomes, why are we using this square Mercator projection, or the true map of the world as we know it? Yes, we know it's a projection, but when we have a much better projection, if you just want to refer to the AE map as a projection, it shows these anomalies working in a far more realistic way. I think the answer to that is they're never going to show a map that has an ice wall all the way around the edge. But yeah, so thanks Smokescreen Design, brilliant video that you did there. But yeah, getting back to fake spaceman in space, I wanted to interview him not just so we could have a love-in and he can tell me how wonderful I am and I can tell him how wonderful he is, but he's done similar research quite a long time ago. I was shocked to find out that he's been doing this for 4 years. I said, oh, come on, answer people's questions, don't be mean. Everyone had to be a ball Earth believer at some point, you included. And he sort of, in his remarks, said, look, I've been doing this 4 years, which I went, whoa. That's a long time. And the thought that immediately popped in when he said that was Math Powerland, or the NASA channel, or Matt Boylan, or whatever you want to call him, writing in all capitals on his Facebook feed when someone comes up with one of these very obvious questions. How does day and night work? How do we get time zones? And in the one frame of mind, you just want to sort of go, look up, just watch, grab a flat map and look up. But you have to give them a full explanation and it can become tedious. So I do sympathise with both Matt and fake spaceman in space. I think his name's Jamie. But yeah, I can understand it getting tiring after saying it over and over and over. And I mean, I found this information out late August this year, and only started making videos about it just over a month ago. So it's fine for me to say, oh, I'll answer everybody, and big smile on your face, and just tell them if he's been getting the same rubbish off everybody for probably the best part of 4 years. But yeah, so I'm going to interview fake spaceman in space, hopefully on Wednesday of this week, so a couple of days' time. I've already started formulating some questions. Oh, I really hope it goes well. I've never used Google Hangouts. I had a brief look at it yesterday. It looks really simple, yeah. But I've seen, Flat Earth and other hot potatoes makes it look simple. Running the computer, doing the interview, doing the questions, running the Q&A. Yeah, she makes it look simple, but Patricia, yeah, you and I both know you work really hard to get it right. I hope I can get it right. I probably won't first time. If it all goes to hell, then we'll try again another day. But hopefully it'll be as smooth as I would hope it is. I'm not going to just, as I say, have a little love-in with him. I am going to ask some reasonably sceptical questions from a non-flat Earth point of view, as he's been doing it for such a long time. And his knowledge on NASA is good. You know, he's been questioning what they do and getting right up in their face about it for quite some time. So yeah. Anyway, I've been Nathan Oakley. I will see you in the next video log.